Many of you guys are wanting to get into this content creation space because it's a way that you can make money and build a business and build a brand that can really, give you the freedom that you ultimately want in life. And as I like to say, give you an uncapped salary. Okay. Now, many of you want to get into tech sales and you want to use your tech sales journey to talk about it, or you want to get into project management or data analytics or any of those roles, right? Consulting. And you want to tell your journey. That's what I recommend that you guys do, right? Tell your journey, because your journey is going to impact a significant amount of people in one-on-one conversation. So put it online. I encourage my patrons to do that. And when you do that, you can look back and look at your growth. When you have kids, you can always look back and see where you were at that stage in your life. And you can help people. If somebody's going to come across your content, somebody's going to like you. Somebody's going to like what you're saying. Somebody's going to want to follow you. Somebody's going to see themselves in you. So you can influence and encourage people to follow you just by you talking about your journey. And I recommend for many of you guys to do that, right? But you have to be very careful when you're in roles and you're using content as a side hustle. A young lady here, former recruiter for Meta, company behind Facebook, she shared her experience working there in this, what I would consider to be an op-ed, right? She was a recruiter, got hired during the pandemic. She was responsible for hiring Android developers. They brought her in, right? She was so excited when she started the job as a recruiter in 2021. Loves social media. Gotten good offer. $60,000 more than she was making at a job at Microsoft. Making all kinds of money. So she was making $130,000 as a recruiter at Microsoft. Facebook says, let me give you the $60,000 more. God damn! 2021, y'all. 2021, making $190. Getting to that money. Look at her. Getting to the money. Okay? Started her onboarding process. Said it was high quality. Next thing you know, she realized that there wasn't a lot of work to do at Facebook. Her job involved recruiting Android developers, but there weren't enough of them out there. They were all reaching for the same people. Back in 2020, 2021, when there was everybody getting into tech and talking about how they were making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 doing nothing. Well, this young lady was making $190,000 and she wasn't doing very much at all. She wasn't doing very much at all. Now, was it her fault? No. Her days were filled with training sessions and meetings. And her only goal for the week was to reach out to 50 people. She said at Microsoft, she was reaching out to 500 to 1,000 people per week. So she said, you know what? I'm going to start posting on TikTok because I like social media. Well, guess what, guys? You work for a company like Meta whose competition is TikTok. She wasn't active on TikTok before. She started seeing clips of people who talked about working at tech companies, showing off all the cool perks and how much money they're getting. Getting to the bag, guys. Getting to the bag. So she said, you know what? I'm going to follow the exact same thing that these people are doing. And since she was working remote at Facebook, she decided to make a video about all the benefits, all the great benefits that Facebook offers to their employees. The video went viral, y'all. People are reaching out to her in the Facebook talking about, great video, guys. Great video. Fantastic video. Positive feedback. Nothing came from it. Then she decided she wanted to post about Facebook again, this time talking about how the company has programs to introduce diverse talent into recruiting. And she made a video about $190,000 a year. She said, hey, you know what? Man, I'm a diverse young lady. Cute young girl too, right? Attractive girl. I'm getting to this bag, y'all, and I ain't doing no work. And guess what? There's plenty of jobs out here because we got programs here at Facebook and we're introducing people to recruiting. Now, you guys know me. What was I saying about recruiting last year? It's a job. That's fantastic. It's sales. It's human sales. What's up, ladder climbers? It's Antoine Wade. I wanted to interrupt this video to talk to you guys about Course Careers. Course Careers is the place that you guys need to go if you have a high interest into tech sales. They will help you gain the skills that you need so that you can enter the tech sales world to make a whole bunch of money. Tech sales salaries early on is about $60,000, guys. That's a good salary. And with OTEs, you can make anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. If you have an interest in tech sales, check out Course Careers, link in the description. And don't forget to use Antoine50 so that you can get a $50 discount off of Course Careers. See you guys in tech sales. Love it. Fantastic. Great role. But when there's a downturn, you aren't going to be recruiting. People pause hiring. not going to be recruiting when the economy slows down. You're not going to be recruiting. So who are going to be the first to let go, to be let go? Recruiters. So I suggest folks to just be careful. And I suggest to folks to be close to the revenue, sales, and other things that contribute to the overall revenue, right? There's other roles out there that don't necessarily tie back to it, like engineering and stuff like that, which I am completely in support of. I'm in support of recruiting as well, too, because I have a lot of friends that are recruiters and they do fantastic work. But you just have to be very careful in that space, right? But let's get back to this young lady's journey. She posted a video about introducing diverse candidates to a career in recruiting. It was a great opportunity. Most of her new followers were diverse candidates, so she wanted to share that news. This time it didn't go so well. The boss said, hey, hold up for a second. Hold up, wait a minute. They said, you know what? We're bringing on way too many people here at Facebook. Take that video down. Okay, take it down. Take that video down. Now, I want you guys to think about that. First video about the perks. All right. Perfect. Guys, let's get more people. Let's talk about how wonderful Facebook is. Second video, or whatever video in the sequence that she made, it's about getting diverse talent into recruiting. They said, hold on now. I know we have these diversity initiatives. Can't be letting everybody up in here into recruiting. Take that video down. Now, it may have had some more other personal stuff into it about how much money she's making, $190,000 a year, right? She took it down. She didn't want to break any rules, but she still decided to post on TikTok, posting things on resume tips, shared which companies were hiring on which websites. Now, you got to remember, she's not touting Facebook on any of this stuff anymore. And also, she doesn't have a lot of work to do. She's only reaching out to 50 people per week. HR's like, oh, hold on. She ain't doing no work. She's making $190,000 a year, posting videos about not doing a lot of work. How you guys can get into this tech space and not do a lot of work. Guess what happened? Guys? All right. She got called to HR in January. They brought up the TikTok again. This time, she said she wanted to put in her notice and quit. The next week, they said, you know what? Nah, you ain't going to quit. Time for you to go. So they let her go. Conflict of interest. I've had these conversations as well, too. And they're difficult conversations. I'll tell you that right now. Difficult conversations. But I wouldn't change it because in her situation, her influence was able for her to land a job with LinkedIn the following week after she was fired. Okay? She was able to land a job because of her audience. She was able to land a job because of her being an influencer and her really doing helpful work, right? Now she owns a business doing reverse recruiting, and that's her job. She quit her job at LinkedIn to focus on her own business, and she's doing fantastic. And she wouldn't have had that opportunity if she wouldn't have started and had a platform. So my thought to you guys is this. You don't want to have the cuffs on you guys. You don't. You want to be able to support yourself, sustain your livelihood, sustain your family, but just be careful on what you do once you get onto these platforms. Don't get on these platforms knowing that you make a good amount of money talking reckless about any companies that exist out there. Don't get on these platforms arguing and putting your name out there before you know it, somebody's calling about, who you are as a person and doxing you, getting you fired. Don't post on social media platforms when you're working for a company that's a competitor, right? These are lessons learned. At least this is what I take away from this. What do you guys take away from this, right? But I would say this, diversify yourself. The conversation we just had about using what you've learned in your life and in your journey to share that back with other people is a way to diversify yourself. It's a way for you to track your progress. And I say do it, but just be careful, guys. Be careful, especially if you're in a role that's not contributing to help your company, or if it's going against what your company has asked of you. Be careful. Be very careful with it, okay? Now, she's somebody that I'm actually going to reach out to have a conversation with of how we can help each other, because she's doing reverse recruiting right now. And what reverse recruiting is, for many of you guys who don't know, is helping people to find jobs, especially in this tech space, right? She does the applying for them. She does the applying for you. So you pay her a fee and she does the job for you. She helps to find you a job, filling out applications for you, sending in your resume,